Nick Kroll.
Oh.
Freddie Prinze Jr. because he had a crown.
Jason Biggs. Okay.
With baby Jeff Dunham. Okay?
Ventriloquist
Thank you.
puppeteer.
It's Eric Bana.
All right.
Movie star Eric.
Take it off. Take it off.
There was another first on The Masked Singer. Yes, you guys, a baby was revealed. But in this week's episode, me and Kyle talk about our favorite performances. We ask the question, is it the same caliber of celebrities as past seasons? And of course, Kyle exposes yet another character. And yes, you guys, it's finally the Crocodile, so stay tuned. Hi, I'm Mel.
And I'm Kyle.
And welcome to the Talent Recap Show. All right, first of all, Kyle, I'm super excited for who you're going to predict on this week's episode. But let's get into the recap of what went down on The Masked Singer this week. Another character was revealed, and Kyle, I'll let you get into it.
It was the baby alien who was revealed to be Mark Sanchez, the quarterback.
The quarterback, yes, you guys. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with NFL players, so this was a little of a shock to me. I wasn't familiar with Mark Sanchez, even though I've heard of the name. Let us know in the comments below if you're familiar with him. Kyle, this was a major reveal because that costume was very unique this season. How do you feel about it being Mark Sanchez, though, as Baby Alien?
Yeah, I mean, and it shocked everyone. I mean, I feel like when I was looking on the internet, we had a lot of people guessing that it was Seth Green or Jason Segel or Matt LeBlanc, and I didn't see anyone thinking that this was Mark Sanchez. So I think this really came out of left field and surprised people. But, I think he's definitely, someone who played football a little bit ago, so he might not be top of mind for a lot of people. But I think he did a great job, and like you said, this is one of the most unique costumes we've seen.
I think it's one of those things where a lot of people just weren't expecting a athlete to be the baby alien. It's like this costume and this profession is kind of not linking together, but I enjoyed that. I will say that it did cause a lot of discussion, which we're going to go into more later because it was Mark Sanchez. But if you're an NFL fan, sorry you guys, let us know in the comments below. Did you know that it was Mark? Could you tell it was him by the clues? Speak to us below. But Kyle, let's get into this week's performances. So everyone that performed was the Serpent, Crocodile, Baby Alien, of course, whatchamacallit, and the Seahorse. Now, they were all great performances, but I think it's time for us to get into our favorite ones. All right, Kyle, so who was your favorite performance of the week?
My favorite performance this week was Seahorse singing My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. This was an epic performance. I mean, I think Seahorse is coming for the win. I think she's someone who we could see make it all the way to the end, and I would not be surprised at all.
Kyle, you're being really bold right now. A winner prediction. Kyle has made the first winner prediction of the season, you guys. But I can't say I totally agree with him because Seahorse, when she sang My Heart Will Go, you have to have the choppers to sing a Celine Dion song, and she slayed it completely. I loved everything about the performance. Vocals were on point. I think the judges were super impressed, and I really want to know who she is. Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, and her first performance was Rihanna, so it's like completely different vibes. The first one, there was all this energy, but this time she really proved that she can sing. She showcased her voice, and I mean, her high notes were insane. She's definitely one to watch this season.
All I'm going to say, it's clear she is no athlete. She's definitely a professional singer. Kyle, who are people saying that it could possibly be?
Yeah, so some of the most popular guesses for the Seahorse are Tori Kelly, we see Christina Milian, and also JoJo. Those are some of the most popular ones.
JoJo did have a little album release recently, so hey, you know my little theory, when people have stuff to promote, they may end up on The Masked Singer. But anyways, I think it's time for me to get into my favorite performance of the week, you guys. And it was from none other than whatchamacallit singing Moneymaker, or should I say rapping Moneymaker by Ludacris. All right. I know what you guys are thinking. This is clearly not a performance where you're vocally, you need to be vocally talented, but it was so entertaining. I loved that song when I was younger in like junior high school. So it was a really good performance to me. Super energetic. I feel like he definitely is not a singer from this performance, we can tell, but he definitely is someone who's familiar with like pop culture and just like hip hop. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's a clue in itself.
Yeah, definitely gives me a lot of athlete vibes, and a lot of people are guessing that's who it was. But after the first performance, people thought it might be like Tyler, the Creator. And so I was like, I think this performance made it pretty clear that's not the case. But it was really entertaining. He's fun to watch, and that costume is so crazy with all of the like hair on it and everything. It's an interesting one.
Listen, I don't know what's going on with that costume. It's definitely got me going, whatchamacall that. So Kyle, I kind of have an idea of who I think is underneath the mask, and I don't want to give it up because I don't like to lose, so I'm going to wait until you go ahead and expose him. But a lot of people are saying that it possibly could be Terry Crews. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think that's an interesting one. I mean, I don't know if I agree with that. Like I said, I'm kind of getting more athlete vibes, but we're not unmasking him yet, so I don't have to know. But we will reveal whatchamacallit soon. And and everyone should comment and let us know who they think whatchamacallit is.
Who do you guys think that whatchamacallit is? I think it might be Michael B. Jordan, but you know what, you guys? I don't think it's Terry Crews, even though I think the controversy would be, good for ratings, I guess. But we'll see, and hopefully we'll see what Kyle exposes him as. But speaking of expose, it's everybody's favorite segment on the show where Kyle exposes another character on the show. Kyle, listen, you guys, if you don't want to hear the prediction, if you don't want to hear Kyle's right answer, this is when you fast forward, you guys, but stay with us because Kyle, who are you going to expose in this week's episode?
This week we are exposing the fabulous Crocodile.
I am so excited about this one because I am so lost. Last week's the last performance versus the performance that we got today, totally completely different. I am lost.
Totally.
You need to give us the tea. Who is the Crocodile?
All right, so I told you we were getting strong boy band vibes from the Crocodile, and all of our suspicions were confirmed. So the Crocodile is Nick Carter.
I knew it, but I'm going to let you confirm as to why it's Nick Carter. Go ahead.
All right, so let's go through all the clues. First of all, his voice sounds just like if you listen to the solos from the old Backstreet Boys cover, or the old Backstreet Boys songs. So that was one giveaway. He talks about how Keys changed his life. He proposed in the Florida Keys. He's also from Florida, so it could be some hint towards that. He also mentioned his first clue package, heartache. He said that word, which was just kind of slid in there, but that is from an old Backstreet Boys song, I Want It That Way. We also saw a Vegas theme throughout his first clue package, and Backstreet Boys had a residency in Vegas recently. We also saw right at the beginning he went down like a yellow slip and slide, and that's an allusion to he was actually the kid who did the slip and slide in Edward Scissorhands.
Wow.
And so that's that connection. Yeah, he talks about loving water a lot too. And then we also saw an Italian flag, and Nick Carter is part Italian. And a pirate flag in this week's clues, which he has a tattoo of a pirate ship. And that's because he's a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. So I think that was a nod to that. We also saw number 5 on the house that was in the clues, and there were 5 members of Backstreet Boys. We also saw him in among a bunch of orange trees, and oranges are again what Florida is known for, and so he is from Florida. And then lastly, we saw the clue come around of a piñata, and Nick Carter broke a piñata at a club as part of his bachelor party, and that was a news story. So a random connection, but we think that's how that ties together. Now lastly, we do know that Nick Carter was supposed to be on The Masked Singer last season. He said that the turtle mask was actually created for him. It ended up being Jesse McCartney, but it's no surprise that he's on this season if that's true.
Kyle, once again, you hit the nail on the head. I would have never got that piñata connection, but of course you know everything pop culture, and you are. This is why you're the official Masked Singer detective. You know these things. I totally agree with you. I feel like this performance triggered my Backstreet Boys memory. I'm like, hey, I know that voice. And I totally could see it.
His voice totally sounded different this this week to his first performance, but it definitely came out a little more that it was him this week than we saw in the first time he sang Bon Jovi. This, I think, is a little more in his element, singing Britney, apparently.
Hey, who doesn't love Britney? I feel that was a great song choice, by the way, Nick. Toxic, a classic. Very classic. Yes. Let us know in the comments below if you agree with Kyle. I definitely do. But if you don't agree with Kyle or you like to be wrong, let us know in the comments below. Kyle, once again, you did it. But, you know, speaking of comments, it's time for our comment of the week. So every week we choose one of your comments from a previous video and shout you guys out, love and or hate, because we love you guys. Now this week we're feeling really nice and we're gonna actually choose 2 comments. So let me read the first one. First one comes from Artemis Leo, who says, I'm in my 20s and I don't know any of the people revealed by you guys or have been revealed already. I know about who the popcorn is, but it doesn't excite me in the same way people like Wayne Brady did. I hope the serpent is someone from Hamilton. And I'm gonna read the second comment real quick. Comes from Timothy Boleratsky. I hope I pronounced that right. What's the huge gender imbalance this year? So far there have been 3 girls and 7 guys. If my math is correct, probably not, LOL. I predict that Group C will have 2 girls, lips and jellyfish, and 3 guys, monster, broccoli, and mushroom. Why? And love you guys' show. Thank you for loving our show, because we love you.
Yes, thank you for the love. Threw that in at the end.
Of course, right? Kyle, let's get into it. So let's get into people not knowing some of the characters right now. I feel like these 2 comments like kind of correlate with each other in the sense of we are going through a pandemic, unfortunately, and you know, it's kind of limited choosing celebrities. People are going through things right now, right?
Yeah, and there's a little subtle shade there, but I definitely think that this time around they had to pick people from the LA area, people who were probably willing to go through all of the testing and all of that. And so, you know, I think that probably limits who they bring to the show. And I don't know if I necessarily agree. I think we have seen some great reveals this season. And I think every season we see a few where we're kind of like, okay, big deal. But I think looking forward to who we have left to unmask, I think there are still some exciting big names that we'll see. But overall, so far, I've been a little disappointed too on who we've seen.
Well, you're nicer than me, because I'm going to be honest, I am disappointed. I want some more A-listers. I want some more fresh blood. It's good to see these OGs and like these athletes like other people might know, but I'm not really sure of them. There was somebody who said in a previous video about how I didn't know, I forgot who it was, but like, because they came out 30 years ago, I'm like, I'm not even 30 yet. That's why I don't know them. So a lot of the younger viewers, such as myself, it might be harder to know these older folks, which is no problem having them, but it's like we've been in the show a couple weeks now, so we want to see those like younger, fresher faces. So hopefully someone who gets eliminated next week is someone we're familiar with, right?
Yeah, and you know, I think that all plays into this whole thing about the gender imbalance too.
Yes.
It's that, you know, this season they probably had, again, more limited options for who they could bring in. And that's kind of a bummer because, you know, the biggest part of the show is having these huge names and having celebrities that you wouldn't expect be on it. And I think we kind of missed that, at least, you know, from our perspective of people who aren't as familiar with these older celebrities. It's harder to connect. It's harder to get excited when someone's revealed here, kind of like, I've heard that name before, but yeah. I wouldn't be able to like pick them out of a crowd.
Yeah, I totally see where you're coming from with that. Can I also just say, a lot of people are having Rona babies right now, so I feel like the younger girls, they're busy like, you know, tending to pregnancy needs. Who knows? That's my little conspiracy there. But let us know in the comments, you guys, how do you feel about the people that have been on The Masked Singer that are revealed already? Do you want to see newer, fresher faces? Do you have a problem with the gender imbalance? And what do you think the reasoning of that is? Tell us in the comments below, and then next week we might feature you as our comment of the week. But you guys, it's time for us to wrap up the show. I just dropped my cue card, so it's definitely time for me to go. Kyle, let everybody know where they can find you on social.
Yeah, it's Kmont Pleasure on Instagram and Twitter.
And then you could find me at _MELBAE. But more importantly, make sure you're following Talent Recap on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. You're on YouTube right now, so click the subscribe button. Talent Recap on all social platforms. And Kyle, I think it's time for us to say, and that's our Talent Recap.
Hey, what are you doing tonight? Well, I think you should hit that subscribe button down below, and then we can talk. Bye.